Today we are ranking every fog possible on the tier list. Well, probably. Anything that basically prevents damage is gonna qualify for today's tier list. And I'm gonna start off with the Inspire Awe. We have a green 3 generic instant. Prevent all combat damage that be dealt this turn except combat damage that would be dealt by enchanted creatures and enchantment creatures scry 2. So effectively, hey, if I got auras, I deal damage to you, but if you don't have auras, then, I mean, I guess you're a little bit screwed. Well, where are we going to rank the Inspiring Awe? Today's going to be a bit of a weird one, because we all know that most fogs pretty unplayable. Like, they're terrible. So S tier is going to be for, like, actually good cards. A tier is for, like, anything that is remotely playable. And then B will be, like, I don't know, sorta bad. And then C will be, well, B can be bad. C can be really bad. D can be just like, maybe this makes things worse for us than we initially thought. All right, so we're gonna move on to maybe we should actually get the actual fog in the first place. Steve Cooper says, the fog. Where does fog rank in of all of the fogs in the first place? The one fog to rule them all. Single green instant, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. I think this is just a bad card. I mean, it's just poor. For 1 green, you prevent all the combat damage. That's it. I need a little something else spicy with it. Not a lot of meat on that bone. So I mean, if you're going, I remember people always said, well, if you're gonna die, you fog, then you live. Okay, what are you gonna do next turn? It's like pulling out a credit card to pay off the old credit card. All right, we got the OG Fog. I think it's a B tier type of card. There's probably, I don't know, if you put this on Isochron Scepter, you got like a little bit of a combo, I guess. Maybe, sort of. Okay, next up, let's take a look at Pimpin' Toads. Oh, it's quite a spicier Toads than we were usually used to. All right, the Pollen Lullaby. This is a 2-mana instant. Prevent all combat damage that be dealt this turn. Now we get to clash with an opponent. Now, if you win, creatures that player controls don't untap during that player's next untap step. All right. So we are hold on, what if you lose the clash? So if you win the clash, so it's like a free roll. I prevent all the combat damage, but if we win the clash, your creatures don't untap. I still don't think that's worth enough. This is still in like the sort of bad range. It's not guaranteed. If you win creatures, at least it's a free roll. B tier. B for bad. Today, B is usually neutral. Today, B means sort of bad. Sort of like, you know, I wouldn't play it myself, to be honest. Okay, we got the dangerous one with our first super chat. Thank you so much. The Urza Saga Fog Bank. Huh? Urza Saga. Oh, Fog Bank. Let's go to the Fog Bank, people. Fog Bank, a 2-mana 0/2 wall, defender flying. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to and dealt by Fog Bank. Are we going to count this? You know what? It says Fog in the title. It prevents damage. I might as well count this thing. What do I even grab over here? It's a wall. Okay, A tier. I actually think this is a really good prevent damage card. Incredibly good. You know what? You test me. If it prevents damage, I might count it anyway. All right, next up. West that plays Magic. Where does Goblin Snowman count? The Goblin Snowman loves to prevent damage. They hide in behind that snowman. 4-mana 1/1. Okay, now whenever Goblin Snowman blocks, prevent all combat damage that be dealt to and dealt by it this turn. Tap, Goblin Snowman deals 1 damage to target creature it's blocking. So, you know, we basically throw some snowballs. Sometimes there's ice in those snowballs. Devious people they are. All right, Goblin Snowman, I also actually think is... Remember, A tier is not a very strong tier. We get to bad at B tier. It's like S is like good. A is like, do you know what? No, A is good. S is like, I don't know, better than good. B is just terrible. B is bad. C is crap. D is damn right terrible. All right, next up. Let's take a look at, a super chat we got from Kagan. Winter's Chill. for a really complex one to explain. At least I believe that counts. The Winter's Chill. It's a reserve list card. I'm very aware of this card. The blue one, sorry, the blue X instant, cast only during combat before defense is chosen. Now, at end of combat, destroy X target attacking creatures. X cannot be greater than the number of snow-covered lands you control. Now, for each attacking creature, its controller may pay 1/2 to prevent it from being destroyed this way. If the player pays 1, the creature neither deals nor receives combat damage. It's actually quite good. So there's the fog part. Then if they pay 2, that creature deals and receives damage in combat as normal. So if they're tapped out enough, you just blow away all their creatures. I think that's pretty good value. A tier. A tier it is. It's actually a really weird board wipe for blue. Very, very rare in my opinion. Okay, next up, let's get something from... Settle the Wreckage is not really a fog. That's definitely more board wipe than fog. At least Winter's Chill actually had a fog effect on it. Okay, we're gonna get Dude, I'm Bad with the Spike Weaver. Is that the remove counter creature? 4 mana for a 0/0. It comes into play with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. Pay 2, remove a +1/+1 counter from Spike Weaver to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Could even maybe put a counter on itself. I mean, it can, but you'd have to spend 2 mana. Alright, pay 1, remove a +1/+1 counter. Creatures deal no combat damage this turn. Totally qualifies. But it's 4 mana. 4 mana to do this? It's not even an infinite combo. You need a whole bunch of mana to make it work. B tier. It's better than the C tier, I'll tell you that right now. That's for sure. Alright, we got Ecos with the Arachnogenesis. Bring in those spooters. Because we're gonna have a lot of... This is basically a spooter show. Arachnogenesis. I get it. It's an arachnid thing. Alright, 3 mana instant. Create X 1/2 green spider creature tokens with reach, where X is the number of creatures attacking you. Prevent all combat damage that be dealt this turn by non-spider creatures. So Spider-Man gets to deal damage. Green Goblin does nothing. Venom does nothing. X1 with reach, where X is the number of creatures attacking you. I like it. I sort of like it. It actually puts a defense on the battlefield while giving you your fog. A tier. I like this card. It's worthy of the A tier. Do you not mean to post 2 super chats? Oh, by all means. I don't mind at all. Don't worry. Any extra super chats are the same thing. I'll donate. Powerbop, does the One Ring count? I guess so. I'll count it. All right, we have the One Ring, the 4 mana legendary artifact, indestructible. ETB. If you cast it, you gain protection from everything until your next turn. And then at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life for each burden counter on the One Ring. Tap, put a burden counter on the One Ring. Draw a card for each burden counter on the One Ring. I'm gonna like take the whole picture of the One Ring, and we obviously know where it's gonna go. This is such a funny, silly list. This is probably like the only thing that's gonna be in the S tier whatsoever. And then everything is just gonna be dragged down. Yeah, the One Ring absolutely does rule them all. Okay, hold on, give me a second here. You guys are all feisty in chat. You're all feisty. Hold on, let me get another. Oh, we'll look at another one while we're at it. Toilet Duck, Solitary Confinement. That's actually a good one. Solitary Confinement is an enchantment for 3 mana. Now, at the beginning of your upkeep, you sacrifice Solitary Confinement unless you can discard a card. And then you skip your draw step, and you have Shroud, which is a pretty good ability in Magic the Gathering. You know, you dodge... People can't target with Thoughtseize anymore. They can't deal any direct damage. And you prevent all damage that would be dealt to you. This is a key card in most Enchantress decks. The main reason being that if you can keep drawing cards through those Enchantress cards, like, you know, play an enchantment, draw a card, you can keep paying for solitary confinement to basically the rest of the game, preventing anyone from you ever targeting you and also dealing any damage permanently throughout the entire game. So anyway, love it. I actually like solitary confinement a lot. I think this is probably also worthy of an S tier. This is like, it's a little hard putting this right near the One Ring, but it's a hell of a lot better than the damn Goblin Snowman, so I mean, it has to be up there. All right, next up, we gotta take a super chat from Dancing Odie. Gotta do Moment's Peace, best fog card. Thank you very much for the super chat, Dancing Odie. Is it the best? Why? Because it has flashback? Okay, we got like a 2-mana instant, prevent all combat damage that be dealt this turn, so you know. And it's got flashback. I'm not really impressed with this card. I don't think it's that much better than regular fogs. In my opinion, B tier. Go there with the Spike Weaver. An actual fog. It's better than actual fog, because you got like 2 fogs in one. You get a 2-for-1 deal with the Moment's Peace, but I mean, that's about it around here. Next up, Picamio, Blessed Respite. Blessed Respite. You don't get 2 Picamio. You only get 1 around here. Okay, we got 2-mana instant. Target player shuffles their graveyard into their library. That's some useful utility. That's graveyard hate. Prevent all combat damage that be dealt this turn. I like this card. So basically, you know, oh, you're a dredge deck. You need your dredgers, or are you a reanimator deck? Do you need Threshold, Delirium? There's actually some utility to this thing. A tier. This is a fog that actually interacts with the opponent on another axis. I like it. Next up, I didn't know you people are so passionate about. Okay, Moment's Peace. Well, so this was the second one. Whenever someone goofs up with a super chat, we always donate it. We're gonna donate. Whoops. Okay. Well, okay. I accidentally clicked on Hillosby first. Tangle. I actually really like this one. So this is very similar. Where's the Tangle? There it is, Tangle. This is very similar to that other white card where we clashed to see what was on top of the deck, and if we won the clash, the opponent's creatures wouldn't untap. This will guarantee that. So for 2 mana, and it's instant. Well, all these fogs are instant. Prevent all combat damage that be dealt this turn. Each attacking creature does an untap during its controller's next untap step. So this is guaranteeing to stun your opponent 100%. We got a Tangle here. I actually think this is very A-tierish. Interestingly, we haven't hit any like big stinker cards yet. Okay, then let's go to David. The Glacial Crevices. Glacial Crevice. Oops, Crevice. Glacial Crevices, we have a 3-mana enchantment. Sacrifice a Snow Mountain. Prevent all combat damage that be dealt this turn. Oh, so for each mount. And you know what? I like the synergy here because if you have something like Crucible of Worlds, you can keep bringing back those mountains back to the battlefield. What if you got Exploration? Maybe you can play multiple lands a turn. So you can keep sacrificing them mountains to keep preventing that damage. I see the synergy with the Glacial Crevices. No one will get to you with them Glacial Crevices. A tier. I like it a lot. Okay, next super chat we got from the Dangerous One. Constant Mists combo with Crucible Worlds. Is this what we just did? Oh no, okay. Try to win now. Timmy's Dawn Charm if someone beat me to it. No, that's okay. Constant Mists. 100%. Okay, we got 2-mana instant, buy back, sack a land. Oh, basically the same deal. Creatures deal no combat damage this turn. Exact same deal. I think you get a little bit more insurance by having the enchantment on the battlefield, but at the same time, this one's green, which is in the color pie of, you know, fogs in general. Okay, from the freebie section. Lewis Terran with the Ink Shield. This is a 5 mana, instant, prevent all combat damage that will be dealt to you this turn. For each 1 damage prevented this way, create a 2/1 white and black Inkling creature token with flying. I like this one as well. I like any fog that is also going to be putting like creatures on the battlefield simultaneously. Also A tier. I have a feeling some of these probably should. You know what? There was better fogs in this game than I realized. Honestly, I thought this was going to be a show full of a lot of supreme garbage. Okay, next super chat coming from the Emperor. My personal favorite because it avoids Hexproof Shroud and Ward. The Deflecting Palm. It may only fog one thing, but does the damage to the owner. So you'll do the old Uno Reversi card with the Deflecting Palm. A red and a white instant. The next time a source of your choice would deal damage to you this turn, prevent that damage. If damage is prevented this way, Deflecting Palm deals that much damage to the source's controller. You thought you were gonna hit me with Emrakul, huh? Well, you talk to the hand, because the face don't care. S tier. Actually sees a lot of playing competitive Burn, I guess. Burn's the only deck that plays this damn card. But still plays it. Still sees a lot of competitive play. You never know when you gotta, like, I don't know, reverse another 5 damage back at their face. Okay, we got Christopher B. The Empty City Ruse. 1 mana sorcery. Your opponents can't attack on their next turn. That's barely a fog at all. Is that even a fog? Doesn't even prevent opponents can't attack your opponents on their next. Hold on. No, it's only target opponent. So hold on. The errata is target opponent skips all combat phases of their next turn. Target opponent skips only 1 person, huh? All your super chats went through, but if someone posts a better super chat, I'm going to usually prioritize it. Okay, this has to be C tier because this is strictly a slow fog. In fact, people see it coming. They're not even going to try to buff up their creatures. It's not, you can't instant speed swindle them. So the Empty City Ruse. We found our first C tier. C tier card. Okay, next super chat. Pacers fan forever. The Obscuring Haze. Huh? Oh, I just misspelled it. Okay, we got the Obscuring Haze, the 3 mana instant. If you control a commander, which I think a lot of people play, you may cast the spell without paying its mana cost. Ooh, it's free. Prevent all damage that would be dealt this turn by creatures your opponents control. Not really a fan. Even for free. So what happened here? We went from 1 mana to 0 mana. It's really not that much better than like a regular fog. The only thing that you have going for it really is that it's you could tap out, I guess, make your opponents think like you have nothing going on. B tier. It's honestly, what benefit do we have over this over like a regular fog? Prevent all damage that would be dealt this turn by creature. Oh, your opponent's control. Okay, still C tier. I'm not impressed. Prevent all combat damage to be dealt this turn. You don't know, this is like removal. Oh, I can't, no, it's removal. Okay, A tier. Yeah, we could ambush. We can ambush in the middle. So basically we make a bunch of blocks. And then we play the Obscuring Haze. They don't deal damage. We deal damage. And then we are super happy. Yeah. Okay, I changed my mind on the Obscuring Haze. Next up, super chat coming from Emperor. The Ink Shield. Did we already do this one? Well, I think I did. Oh, I think this one already. Did we already do that one? No, we definitely did that one. Okay, so we're gonna donate this one. We'll give to JJ Jones, the Scarecrow. The Scarecrow? Whoops, hold on. Scarecrow. It's just one word, Scarecrow. Where are we here, Scarecrow? Scarecrow! Okay, 5 mana, 2/2. It's a creature. Pay 6, tap. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to you this turn by creatures with flying. Card's terrible. Also looks hideous. It's a new one, though. I didn't know. This is like one of the most expensive grizzly bears in the game. D tier. That is horrifying. Looks like something from Saw, the movie. Next super chat coming from John. Would Angel's Grace count? You know what, John? I would count it. Or hold on, this is like... Well, hold on, let's see what exactly it says. 1 white, instant, split second. You can't lose the game this turn, and your opponents can't win the game this turn. Till end of turn, damage that would reduce your life total to less than 1 reduces it to 1 instead. I'd count it. You know what, I'm going to count this one. Does not actually prevent anything. Well, it prevents you from dying. S tier. Man, that one ring looks really out of place with all these other cards right next to it. Looks just absolutely terrible. Okay, hold on. I need to go back. Who got, like, Meme Bruley? I kept trying to click on JJ Jones's suggestion. I keep clicking on yours, so I'm going to go back and give you Dawn Strider. Got the Dawn Strider. 2 mana, 1/1. Spell Shaper. Pay a green. Tap. Discard a card from your hand. Prevent all combat damage that be dealt this turn. A little weak, don't you say? We got 2 mana, 1/1. Now, it is a repeatable effect. I'll admit, it is repeatable. But you do have to tap it. The creature has Summoning Sickness. It's going to cost you, like, a fresh card in your hand. It's close. This could be A tier. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm going to put in the B tier. I think this card is just a little too puny for my tastes. All right, yeah, we got the Dawn Strider. All right, next up, Emperor, my second favorite. The Chameleon Blur. Stops all combat damage. Stops all damage creatures would deal to players this turn. Not just combat damage, but creatures still take it. This is a 4 mana instant. Prevent all damage that creatures would deal to players this turn, but not to creatures. So prevent all damage that would be dealt. So, like, basically, whatever you block, you're still gonna block. But then whatever you don't block, you get protection. Okay, the Chameleon Blur. Art is very accurate, because I have no idea where this card starts or ends. It's 4 mana, though. I don't like it. And it doesn't actually protect you at all. Prevent all damage that creatures would deal to... No, sorry. It protects you, but not to the creatures. Okay, B tier. You have, like, some weird janky... a very janky combat trick. And next up, we got from the Mega Banani, the Spore Flower. What's it with the spores? Oh, how does spore anything prevent damage? It's like if you get allergies, you don't deal damage. Is that how this works? Green, 0/1 fungus. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a spore counter on Spore Flower. Remove 3 spore counters from Spore Flower. Prevent all combat damage that be dealt this turn. That's a lot of spores. We need to put a Spore Flower every single turn. Basically, after 3 turns, we get a free fog. D tier. That's pretty terrible. We are working really hard. Okay, D tier seems to be like, we are working super hard for this fog. Was it worth it? We basically saved up to put a down payment for this fog. Wasn't what we expected either. Kagan, Suppressor Sky Guard. Which is like, what, $8? Is it an $8 card? Suppressor Sky Guard. Alright, this is a 4 mana 2/4 human knight flying. Whenever a player attacks you, if that player has another opponent who isn't being attacked, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to you this combat. Ah, so like, it forces people to basically diversify their attacks, because if they don't, then you fog them for the turn. I like it. I don't know if it's an $8 card. It's from Ravnica Clue Edition. I think this is just a super rare card for the people that like to play fog decks. A tier. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Pedgeman, if my empty ruse made it, then I nominate my buddy. If my empty city ruse was the city ruse. Oh, we did that one. I nominate my buddy Stonehorn Dignitary. Oh my god. This card is bonkers. Okay, 4 mana for a 1/4 Rhino Soldier. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent skips their next combat phase. This card is insane, because if you blink it, you effectively don't let your opponent attack over and over and over again. I've lost to Stonehorn Dignitary many times. Now, it's not that great. Dies to, you know, creature removal. You know, you could kill the thing that blinks it. Maybe it only does something once. So it's not a reliable card. Plus, it's like 4 mana. So I'll put in the A tier category. Damn, this A tier is getting big. Maybe I should have diversified the tiers more. But I like this. You know, we have things that are barely good, bad, crap, and then downright garbage. I like my tiers here. Okay, we've got next super chat coming from Emperor. Does Divine Presence count? Don't worry, today's show is gonna be loose. It's a loosey-goosey one. I don't even know how many fogs even exist. Okay, I don't even know how many actual fogs exist. 3-mana enchantment. If a source would deal 4 or more to a creature or player, that source deals 3 damage to that creature or player instead. Nah, that's not fog enough. We gotta prevent damage. It's like we're still taking damage anyway. I don't like it. Okay, we're gonna donate. Minkoa, Glacial Chasm. Okay, a land, cumulative upkeep, pay 2 life. When Glacial Chasm comes into play, sack a land. Creatures you control can't attack and prevent all damage that would be dealt to you by anything. This is absolutely an S tier level card. Preventing all damage from across the multiverse. Alright, next up. We're gonna take one. The Jaded, the Force Field. Okay, 3-mana artifact, pay 1. The next time a target unblocked creature would deal combat damage to you this turn, prevent all but 1 of that damage. The next, hold on, pay 1. The next time an unblocked creature would deal combat damage, prevent all but 1 of that damage. This is a lot better than that other one, where you still got bolted. I didn't like that. Prevent all but 1. I don't know if I can count this. No, it's got to prevent the damage, people. If you get like, but we counted Angel's Grace. Okay, if you're at 1, you're still gonna live via Angel's Grace. But if you're at 1 with Force Field, I don't think you're not living it whatsoever. Okay, I'm gonna move on to let's go with Ristradin, Selfless Squire, or Riot Control. We'll go Selfless Squire. Okay, 4 mana for a 1/1 human soldier with flash. ETB, prevent all damage that be dealt to you this turn. Whenever damage that would be dealt to you is prevented, put that many +1/+1 counters on the Selfless Squire. Oh, so this is actually a card that can get a lot bigger. So if you get hit for 10, you can make this like a +10/+10. I think it's a pretty sick card. It's not S tier though. I'm gonna put it there. You know, I'm gonna sort of cheat. I'm cheating around here. All right, hear the music. We're gonna rank more fog cards. You don't change that dial. But we have to take a time out to thank our sponsor, FusionGamingOnline.com. Deal of the week this week, save 15% off all select Magic foils. And I'll tell you, one card that's usually all in stock in foil is going to be the fogs. You love your fogs, you get your cards in foil at FusionGamingOnline.com. Also, Assassin's Creed, hot singles are ready in your area. You can buy them at FusionGamingOnline.com. And also the Bloomborough spoilers are coming out immediately. If there's any cards that you want to upgrade your commander, modern Pioneer decks, get them you can pre-order them at FusionGamingOnline.com. And don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu at checkout to get 5% off all your purchases at checkout. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. New cards come out. Are they the right ones for you? Try them out first in a competitive league in a competitive environment. on Magic Online. Also, they have Commander over there, so you can play as many Commander. Some of you have 50 Commander decks. Do you want to buy all 50 cards online? Well, you don't have to. When you're renting the cards with Mana Traders, you can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_IEP. All right, back to fogs. I didn't know you guys love fog so much. This is crazy. It's completely wild. Whoops, where are we here? Oh, whoops. Okay, there we go. Now where are we? I'll just get to another super chat. Oh, Ecos, you got some, I think, okay, I'm gonna get through a bunch of super chats so they don't get all sniped like crazy. Sorry about that, Ecos. If you get another super chat, or sorry, if you, just give me another thing. I'm gonna keep an eye out for you, Ecos. You people are so damn passionate. Okay, Emperor's like, $2 super chat broken for me. YouTube saying I already own. So last one, Palisade Giant. Thank you very much, Emperor. Palisade Giant. If you give it indestructible. Okay, we've got 6 mana, 2/7 Giant Soldier. All damage that would be dealt to you or another permanent you control is dealt to Palisade Giant instead. Love it! Sort of. It'll die quickly. Okay, I don't love it as much anymore. Okay, yeah, it's 7 damage, easy. Okay, B tier. I honestly don't think it's gonna last for very long. What's it cost? It costs 6 mana. For 6 mana, you can put an indestructible wall up or something. Because I have a replacement. Energy Arc. Okay. Energy Arc. Here, this is the super chat that you got cheated out of. Okay, we got a white, blue, instant. Untap any number of target creatures. Prevent all combat damage that be dealt to and dealt by those creatures this turn. That is an insane blowout. Untap any number of target creatures, prevent all combat damage that be dealt to and dealt by the... Oh, I see. So it doesn't protect you necessarily, but it protects the creatures. So it's like, it's a weird blocking effect. Okay, I thought that you'd be able to untap and like make some good gang blocks and kill creatures, but it's just it's like, this is actually a janky fog. So actually I should put it in the C tier because you don't actually fog anything. You actually depend on having a lot of creatures in play to then block your opponent's creatures that are going to deal damage to you. So I guess the Energy Arc actually has to be below a fog. Not to mention it's 2 colors. This is literally 2 mana. Okay, next up. Henrik with the Constant Mists. Thank you very much for your super chat. Oh, we did this one. Sorry about that. You got, well, I wouldn't say you were sniped or anything. This is a popular one. Is this supposed to be S tier or something? I have no idea. Okay, we're going to give that one to Alex. Whoops, Ink Shield. We did Ink Shield. Sorry about that. Oh, this I should stop. I gotta block Ink Shield out of my head because we've already looked this one up like 3 times. If making players skip phases counts as a fog, Mindslaver and Glorious End should count too. That's going too far. I'm not sorry. Mindslaver is just going way too far. Since we're now just technically preventing damage, every creature board wipe should also be a fog. Come on, it's gotta be sort of within the theme. You know, we gotta base it on vibes today. We're basing it on vibes. Safifi. Energy Arc seems super versatile. You can use it as a fog or untap all your creatures for extra value if you have cards like Opposition in play. That's like, that's a bit of a reach. It's a bit of a reach. Okay, Dionysus Dennis, Thunderclap sound effect. Sounds about right for that one. For Genka, Argivian Blacksmith. Argivian Blacksmith. One of the worst fogs you know. 3 mana, 2/2. Human Artificer. Tap, prevent the next 2 damage that would be dealt to target artifact creature this turn. Oh yeah, that's terrible. That's super, super narrow. Oh, you can expect that from the Argivian Blacksmith. Okay, I guess C tier. Maybe worse. Too situational. D tier. Too situational. Okay, again, I don't think this counts, but armored transport. So why is everyone just trying to, like, screw with the show here? Armored transport is a 3-mana 2/1 construct. Prevent all combat damage to be dealt to armored transport by creatures blocking it. Nah, that's the opposite. That's definitely the opposite. That's disqualified. When we fog, it needs to prevent things happening to us. Heroic intervention would count as a fog? I think so, right? Doesn't it prevent damage? Permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. No, it doesn't prevent damage. Man, we have a hard time. Pariah. I can accept prevent damage stuff. And so there will be some exceptions. You can, like, test me. We let Angel's Grace fly. 3-mana aura, enchant creature. All damage that be dealt to you is dealt to enchant creature instead. I can accept that. I can accept the pariah. I guess you could put it on Stuffy Doll or something. A tier. Probably should squeeze this in a little bit. Okay, next super chat. Okay, broke until Friday donation for chat. Thank you so much, Steve Cooper. The good thing about money, it's coming around the corner with each paycheck. Who hasn't got a card yet? The damn draw, the Phyrexian Vindicator. Does this prevent damage? If damage would be dealt to Phyrexian Vindicator, prevent that damage. When damage is prevented this way, Phyrexian Vindicator deals that much damage to any target. Weird. Alright, alright. I guess we can put that... Actually, does any deck play this outside of Standard? I don't know if anyone plays this card. A tier. Okay, next up, we've got Elixir. The Wanderer from War of the Spark. The Wanderer of all Wanderers. Yeah, not the Wandering one. Or the Wandering Emperor. 4 mana. 5 loyalty. Prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to you and other permanents you control. All non-combat... Oh, I see. Like Lightning Bolt. -2. Exile target creature with power 4 or greater. I actually think this card stinks a bit. I don't know. I might be underrating this card. I think it's not that good, though. Just kill the damn thing. It's as simple as killing the Wanderer. How do you say you have no card? You like have a million super chats in the future. I see your cards. You want a card? Okay, we'll get this one late. But Archaeonogenesis. Oh, I think we did that one. Okay, so we did that one. So I'll give you your card. Okay, now I'm gonna eat my words. We're gonna go back to King Ginger. What was the card that you wanted? King Ginger! Slow mode is not slowing any of you people down. That's for sure. Okay, I'm gonna keep an eye out for you, King Ginger. Nikachu, read it again. Which one? This one? Prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to you and other permanents you control. So I understand, like, it saves your creatures from Blasphemous Act, right? I still don't like that card. Okay, King Ginger with Jaheira's Respite. 5 mana instant. Search your library for up to X basic land cards, where X is the number of creatures attacking you. Oh, put those cards on the battlefield, tap them, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. Not bad at all. You get a little ramp and protection at the same time. Also an A tier card. Okay, who else hasn't got a card? I haven't got a card yet, says Croker Games. Forfend? Is that a real card? It is, apparently. 2 mana instant. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to creatures this turn. Definitely a very pathetic card. C tier. We got the C tier is starting to fill up. Alright, we got Pace Fan Forever with Did King Ginger, hold on, did you hear, hold on, who sniped this thing? This definitely was snipe, right? Respite? Jahira's Respite. Yeah, King Ginger took Pacers Fan Forever. Okay, we're gonna donate this one to Bruchwag. Heroism is a funny one. Heroism. Nice avatar. We got the 3 mana enchantment, pay 0, sacrifice a white creature to have attacking red creatures deal no combat damage this turn. The attacking player may pay 3 mana for an attacking creature to have it deal damage anyway. Okay, where this is definitely terrible. Like, it's not even guaranteed to do anything. Because the red player can just pay the mana. Okay, you got sniped. I did not mean to snipe. You know, you two are like big super chatters. I don't think either of you mean to snipe each other. Blinding Fog. Literally has fog in the name. Is this a merfolk? Okay, we have a 3 mana instant. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to creatures this turn. Creatures you control gain hexproof until end of turn. Actually has some utility. It's no heroic intervention, but actually has some utility. B tier. It's actually like a clunky 3 mana counter spell for yeah, clunky 3 mana counter spell for removal. Skylar! Glacial Chasm, infinite life, infinite live. That's true, but unfortunately this one got sniped. We did Glacial Chasm already, Skylar. Skylar, if you're still around, you give me another suggestion, I'll keep an eye out for you. So on, who didn't get a card? Loading said, no card yet. Glorious End. Okay, 3 mana, end the turn. At the beginning of your next end step, you lose the game. Oh, God! This is high risk, high reward. I guess, but it has a lot of utility outside. This is, okay, we have to look at this in the context of a fog. This is terrible. Like, if you're trying to kill somebody or try to prevent some other sort of effect, that's fine. But as a fog, this might be one of the worst fogs of all time. Because it's like, okay, fog you, and then next turn I lose. Yeah, end the turn. At the beginning of your next end step, you have like 1 more turn after this, after Glorious End. And then that's it. That's the end of you. You're gonna end up in the graveyard yourself. Kano apparently has no card. Take the bait. I know, you didn't get a card. I read your nagging comment. 4 mana instant. Cast the spell only during an opponent's turn and only during combat. Only, okay, well, hey, when they attack, that's still during combat. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to you and planeswalkers you control this turn. Untap all attacking creatures and goad them. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Hold on, what's going on here? Okay, so I could do this on someone else's turn, untap all my creatures, and let them attack again? Total comments that would be dealt to you. Oh, we get people to untap their creatures and get the double attack. And that enemy is not going to be you. A tier. Pretty strong card overall. Do I got to move over? I might have to move over. Hold on. There we go. Okay, next up. Because we still have many super chats to go. The Maze of Shadows, but too specific. Hey, nothing's too specific for this show. We take all fogs. All fogs, come one, come all. It's a land. I like that. Tap 1 mana your mana pool, and then untap target attacking creature with shadow. Oh my god, prevent all combat damage to be dealt to and dealt by that creature this turn. This is beyond terrible. Yeah, this is insanely specific. D tier. It's a crappy Maze of Ith. Speaking of Maze of Ith, Kagan! Maze of Ith is a little bit better. It's actually a lot better. This actually sees competitive play. I want the original Maze of Ith. The original Maze of Ith is a bit disgusting. Okay, I like this Maze. Okay, we'll just go with the OG. It looks like intestines to me. Okay, sorry. Okay, it's a land that doesn't tap for mana, but you can tap untap target attacking creature and prevent all combat damage that be dealt to and dealt by that creature this turn. I love the Maze of Ith. I love lands that do these sorts of things. Lands with that sort of utility. S tier. It's probably one of the best fogs in the game. Okay, who else? I don't know if Ryan got a card. Teferi's Protection. Sees competitive play, I assume. Actually sees no competitive. Well, I mean, maybe in Commander. 3 mana instant. Until your next turn, your life total can't change, and you gain protection from everything. Everything possible. All perms you control phase out, then exile Teferi's Protection. But I think even for a casual card, it's probably one of the best. Were you good, Fog? No, you weren't. You weren't a good Fog. You were the best Fog. The best Fog of all time. Okay, David Sampson, no card yet. Festival! Exclamation point for the Jank. The Jank tier list. We need to fill up that Jank tier list. It's a white instant. Opponent may not declare an attack this turn. Play during opponent's upkeep phase. It's basically like, yeah, it's not the worst. It's not that good. It's actually still like a decent Fog, but it's like worse than a regular Fog because at least your opponents can attack. See, the thing with fogs like this, we're putting it into the C tier. The thing is, they don't tap their creatures. So it's like, oh, well, I'm not going to deal damage, so this is pointless. Or in this case, I'm not even allowed to declare an attack, so their creatures are still on blocking duty. Okay. Aegis Mackenzie. This is the Fogging Commander. The Commander of Fogs. For Bant colors, we have a 2/2 human cleric. Bant, tap, prevent all combat damage that be dealt this turn. Alright. I think it's an A tier level card. Okay, next up. Did Pegman get a card? Moon Mist! Look at all these, like, backups we have here. If done, do this. If done, do this. And then if done, do that. Okay, we have a 2 mana instant. Transform all humans. Prevent all combat damage that be dealt this turn by creatures other than werewolves and the wolves for the Wolfie deck. Okay, so it can be a blowout if, also, it can transform your werewolves. But I think it can be a blowout if you're in a wolf deck. I can put that in the B tier. In the right deck, that is a huge, well, it's one of these. Okay, Skylar. Oh, Skylar! Divine Deflection. Thank you very much for your super chat earlier, Skylar. Is this a card? Divine Deflection. Is it just deflection? I bet the word is deflection. Something deflection. Okay, I don't know how I spelled it wrong, but like, okay. We have a white X instant. Prevent the next X damage that would be dealt to you and or permanents you control this turn. If damage is prevented this way, Divine Deflection deals that much damage to target creature or player. Oh, the old Uno reverse card. Also, one of these. They thought they were dealing damage, but instead... This is like white burn. Divine Deflection deals that much damage to target creature or player. Yeah, it's like white burn. Okay, I like it. B tier. And by like it, I mean... I don't think it's competitive, but you know, it's not that bad. We did Winter's Chill. Winter's Chill is right here on the A tier. Okay, next super chat we got from Kagan. I think Core Haven is the best of the land ones. Nah, there's no way it beats Maze of Ith. Impossible. Okay, we got tapped, add 1 colorless mana, white, 1 generic tap. Prevent all combat damage that be dealt by target attacking creature this turn. See, this is like, it's like 3 mana to do the same thing that, It's 3 mana to do the exact same thing that Maze of Ith does. That being said, it's a good card. It's a good card. I'll put in the A tier. That's an A tier level card. Okay, so hold on. We got support for Christopher B. So Kano and Christopher B. Where's Christopher B? With you look upon a Terrask. Just look up Terrask. You look upon the Terrask. Big, I guess it's like a really big dragon-like thing. 5 mana instant, choose one. Run and hide. Also duck and cover. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to you and creatures you control this turn. And then there's a gather your courage. Target creature gets +5/+5 and gains indestructible until end of turn. All creatures your opponents control able to block that creature do so this turn. I think it's just a little clunky for what it does. You know, preventing all combat damage for 5 mana. Bit awkward. That would be dealt to you and creatures you control. Oh, I see. So we can still deal damage. Okay, so maybe this is like a good blowout card. It's like a fine card to blow the opponent out. B tier. Still a little expensive. A little pricey. It's a little pricey of a card, you know. Polrog. Spore Frog. How did we not get to that one? Green, so it's a green 1/1, sacrifice Spore Frog, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn, and you can loop this card with things like, there's like this enchantment, something grace, whatever, enchantment that like brings a 1 mana card from your graveyard back to the battlefield. So alright, Spore Frog, it's decent, A tier. It's actually seen some competitive play, I think. In some jank decks. It's better than the worst, that's for sure. Minkoa, the Stasis Coffin. Three mana legendary artifact, pay 2 tap, exile the Stasis Coffin. You gain protection from everything until end of turn. It's quite the ability. So it's like, this is like the One Ring at home. Exile, you gain, you can't loop it though. You can't loop it like the One Ring. The one, that's funny. The One Ring, you can loop that thing for eternity. The Stasis Coffin, no, you can't. Oh, I guess no, well, and by loop, I mean, you can bring the One Ring back from the graveyard back to your hand to be recast, but this one will exile the Stasis Coffin for eternity. B tier, I guess. B tier, I guess. Okay, Nicholas, also no card. Socrates. Is that the new card? Socrates? The 3 mana 0/4 human advisor with Defender. I don't even think, it should be like Defender and cannot block. There is no way in my mind Socrates is like fighting in battle. Socrates, Athenian teacher, has hexproof as long as it's untapped. Socratic Dialogue. Tap. Until end of turn, target creature gains. If this creature would deal combat damage to a player, prevent that damage. This creature's controller and that player each draw half that many cards rounded down. Until end of turn, target creature gains. If this creature would deal combat damage to a player, prevent that damage. This creature's controller and that player each draw half that many cards. Oh, so we all get to draw some cards around here. Okay, cool. I don't know how good this is. I mean, it's a fine card draw machine, I suppose, if people want to play into it. I think. B tier. Okay, Kagan. I know you'll disqualify or won't be able to rank this, but I had to for my last today. The Kassig. Oh my god, there's so many Kassig cards. Kassig. There's nothing that is Kassig. Just one Kassig. Is that it? Kassig this, Kassig that. Does this flip over? Is it somewhere here under one of these flip cards? People see what I see, right? Does anything prevent damage? We need to be more specific, Kagan, here. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. It's a plane. You have to do T plane. Okay, hold on. Let's look up all the planes. Hold on, I didn't even do T. Hold on. Kasig. Okay, I found it. Prevent all combat damage that be dealt by non-werewolf creatures. I would absolutely accept this. That is a huge fog. I have no idea how you get this in play though, so I'm putting in the C tier. I don't know what, like, I have no idea how to get those things in the game. All right, we got VVP at the peace talks. I come in peace. 2 mana sorcery during this turn and the next one. Players cannot declare an attack and cannot play spells or abilities that target any permanent or player. Neat. They're not allowed to attack. All right, C tier. And no targeting anything. Might be a little bit better than this. T-Plane, that's my favorite artist. T-Plane or T-Pain? I'm on a boat. Okay, King Ginger, the questing beast. Best laugh at this tier list, LOL donate. The questing beast? Hold on, something prevents damage here in the questing beast. Okay, this is Vigilant, Death Touch, Haste. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Combat damage that be dealt by creatures you control can't be prevented. Oh, this is the opposite. This is the opposite, King Ginger. Yeah, that don't count at all. Okay, we're gonna... we have a T-Pain fan. It was great in concert, saw him last week, says Tommy Siddons. Sheilin, Fog of War, we're gonna donate to you. Has fog in the name. Okay, 3 mana, instant. You gain 1 life for each creature on the battlefield. That can be a lot. Prevent all combat damage that be dealt this turn by creatures with power 3 or less. Oh, it's not preventing damage from the good stuff, unfortunately. But you do gain some life out of the deal. C tier. Bit clunky for what it does. Whoops. King Ginger, Kami of False Hope. The White Spore Frog. And it will join Spore Frog. The Kami of False... like how it says False Hope. Yeah, just sack it. Prevent all combat damage that be dealt this turn. It's like a reliable creature, you know, it's 1 mana. It's easy to tutor out. And there's a lot of synergy to keep recurring it from the graveyard. Kami and Spore Frog together at last. Alright. Okay, who hasn't caught a card yet? We're deep into the show. Let's see, I'm gonna take a quick glance. Okay, we got Evan. Evan don't got no card. Can you check out Comeuppance? 4 mana instant, prevent all damage that be dealt to you and planeswalkers you control this turn by sources you don't control. Now, if damage from a creature source is prevented this way, Comeuppance deals that much damage to that creature. Another Uno reverse card. And if damage from a non-creature source is prevented this way, Comeuppance deals that much damage to the source's controller. This is like removal. This is definitely A tier quality. Okay. It's got to go here, though. We've run out of room on the A tier list. Kagan with a super chat. I'll explain how to get that plane out. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna learn from the best. You have to play Plane Chase, and it goes in its unique deck. You have a random chance to flip it over and go to that plane. What a weird card. All right, with that, we'll look at 4 cards from the community here. Energy Field from Ristradin. With Rest in Peace for eternal safety. 2 mana, prevent all damage dealt to you from sources you don't control. When a card is put into your graveyard, sacrifice Energy Field. I like this card. I mean, you could have a lot of cards in your deck that actually don't go to the graveyard. Or like very, very hard. Plus, you're right. You got Rest in Peace, you got an infinite combo. Energy Field. Well, it's better than a lot of the stuff on the A tier, so I'm gonna put in the S tier. Okay, next super chat. Or sorry, next Energy field control was dangerous at one time. Oh, Dancing Odie with Darkness. We got the Inverse Fog. Okay, just Darkness. Prevent all combat damage that we dealt this turn. In black. B tier. Probably Fog isn't even worth B tier. Probably should be C tier. Fog by itself is so boring. We did Angus Mackenzie. Okay, my earnest suggestion is Undergrowth. Underrated. It's an old one. Green instant. No creatures deal damage in combat this turn. If you pay a red and 2 generic in addition to the casting cost, Undergrowth does not affect red creatures. Hold on. It's an additional cost to cast this spell. You may pay a red. It's got Kicker! This is before Kicker existed. Prevent all combat damage that be dealt this turn if the additional spell cost was paid. This effect doesn't affect combat damage to be dealt by red creatures. So if you're in a Gruul deck, you could be ready for the blowout. Okay, B tier. Maybe it's worth A tier. Holy Day? Are we just spitting out like actual fogs here? White instant. Prevent all combat damage that be dealt this turn. Another fog. 1 mana. It's efficient. It's not good, but it's not bad. B tier. We're just spitting out like actual stuff. Epic Nate with the Dawn Charm. If it will load. I think Toads didn't get one yet. Okay, hold on. Where's Toads? Okay, okay, I'll get yours right after this one. Hold on. This is Simulacrum. Okay, Dawn Charm. It is a white 1 generic instant. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. Regenerate target creature. Counter target spell that targets you. I like it. I like this a lot. It's very versatile. It's like the cryptic commands of fogs. So we'll also go to the A tier. Let's squeeze it right underneath this card. Just put it all the way down here. There's some space over there. And now Toads' card, the Simulacrum. Is this a fog at all? Black 1 generic instant. All damage done to you so far this turn is instead retroactively applied to a target creature you control. Oh, just a 1 creature. For the damage this turn is treated as normal. So it's not great. And it is bad. Therefore, it goes to the C tier. Actually, could it be worse? Actually, it's worse. It actually still hurts your stuff. You have to, like, basically blow up a creature. I mean, okay, if you have an indestructible creature out, I guess you're gonna make it work, but otherwise... Otherwise, it does not. Alright, that's it! Ooh, what a great show we had. This was pretty good. You know what, honestly? I didn't know we could get this many fog types of cards onto the show in the first place. I'm also surprised it's all clogged up here at the S and A tier. I thought we'd fill up the D and C tier because of just all the complete random, useless fogs that are even in this game. All right, everyone. Thank you for... Oh, did we do Darkness? We did Darkness. Thank you very much for the super chat, though. Is there one more? Okay, let's, I don't think we did Toilet Ducks, a Rune Tail. Okay, we have one more on the show. I'm gonna eat all the other super chats, though. The Rune Tail Essence. Oh! If you have 3 or more life, flip the Rune Tail Essence, which will flip immediately in Commander. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to creatures you control. Oh, but it doesn't deal damage to you. I think we did some cards like this, though. Okay, whatever. I'll throw that in the A tier. Right behind the A itself. Okay. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Thank you very much for showing up. As usual, we do this show 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. Thanks to everyone who supports the channel. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or you help super chat so other people be part of the show. And thank you so much, my coffee crew, for being here today. Like David Sampson, Paul Rogg, we got the Jaded, Toads. Charlie Murphy. King Ginger. The Damn Draws. Toilet Duck. Zeeper. Beanpot. Spirit Squad. We did Teferi's Protection. We got Crowcore Games, Toads, for Ginka, Hedgeman, Dancing Odie, probably skipping and doubling people, Kano, David Sampson, Crowcore Games. All right, thank you so much, my coffee crew, for being here today. So as usual, my crew, keep brewing them coffees, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.